Good morning, class 12. So today we'll see the male reproductive organ of human. So male reproductive organ of human as well as female reproductive organ of human can be divided into two parts. That is primary and secondary. So, reproductive organ of human are divided into two parts, that is primary and secondary. Testes or testes. I have written two spelling of testes, that is Testis, and another one is Testes. Testis, TIS, this is singular form and this is plural. So from now onwards, don't get confused. Testis is the singular form and testes, this is plural form. So testes are regarded as primary organ, reproductive organ of human. And the remaining accessory organ, for example, number one, Epididymis, number two, vas deferens, number three, ejaculatory duct, number four, seminal vesicles, prostate glands, number six, corpus glands, and number seven, the external penis. All this accessory organ, epididymis, vas deferens, ejaculatory duct, seminal vesicles, prostate gland, corpus gland, and penis. All the sevens are regarded as secondary, or you can say accessory reproductive organ of male. So the primary sex organ of human, that is testis, it is a paid, means each human contains two testes. Number one, oval shape and slightly flattened, found within the scrotum, suspended with the help of spermatic cord. So with the help of diagram, it will be easier for you all to understand it clearly. Say this is scrotum and oval shaped structure found within the scrotum, slightly flattened. This is scrotum. And the location of testis, or you can say scrotum, is you will find the scrotum outside the body, just below the abdominal wall, or you can say pubic symphysis, in between the groin of two legs. So the protective layer of testes, this is testis and this is scrotum. This scrotum, it's a thin folded structure of skin, highly pigmented, which consists of several layers of skin. Scrotum, once again I like to repeat, it is the skin pouch, you can say, folded skin pouch, pigmented, which consists of 6 to 7 layers. Number 1, tunica dartos. This is the muscular part of scrotum, or you can say outer layer of scrotum, pigmented layer of scrotum, tunica dartos. Number 2, external, external fascia. Number 3, cremasteric fascia. Number 4, internal fascia. Number 5, tunica, tunica vaginalis. And this tunica vaginalis, it consists of 2 layers, that is parietal and another one is visceral layer. And the last but not the least, that is tunica albuginea. This 6, or you can say 7, are the layers of scrotum, which is the protective layer of testis, that is primary sex organ of male. In between this parietal and vaginal tunica vaginalis, you will find a fluid known as hydrocellic fluid. Hydrocellic fluid, it is the fluid present in between parietal and visceral layer of tunica vaginalis, which helps to maintain the temperature of testis as well as it reduce the friction. Say for example, our normal body temperature is 37 to 38 degrees Celsius. You can say 37 normal. This hydrocellic fluid, it maintains the temperature of testis, means the temperature of the testis should always be less than the body temperature. For example, our body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius normal. It has to be 2 degrees Celsius less, means 35. The normal temperature of testis has to be 34.5 to 35 degrees Celsius. And this temperature is maintained by hydrocellic fluid. So here you can see scrotum is not only the protective layer, but it also maintains the temperature of the testes. That is, the temperature has to be in between 34.5 to 35 degrees Celsius. So you can see here, or you can feel right now also, but after feeling, please don't forget to wash your hand. The coldest part of our body or the organ is testis. These testes are actually developed before birth in the abdominal region, that is near to kidney. So after 6 to 7 months of pregnancy, say you can say in the fetus, this testis from the abdominal region descend towards the scrotum through inguinal passage. Say this is the lower part of abdomen, and these testes are actually developed in the base of abdomen in the fetus condition. So this is your testis, which is developed near the kidney at the base of abdomen. But after 6 to 7 months before birth, or you can say in the fetus condition, this testis descends towards the scrotum. Say in general 7 months of fetus. This testis comes down to scrotum through passage known as inguinal canal. So after birth, this testis, the portion of the testis has to be in scrotum. But it is a very rare case actually. The descending of the testis, or you can say the testis from the abdominal region towards the scrotum, in some fetus fails, or the descending of the testis from the abdominal region to the scrotum fails means in some fetus, instead of coming to the scrotum, this testis will be in abdominal region. So this type of abnormalities, you can say, is known as crypto, C-R-Y-P-T-O, kidism. Failure of descending of testis is known as cryptokidism. So if the fetus or the baby fails to descend his testis towards the scrotum, such type of abnormalities is known as cryptokidism. This cryptokidism leads to sterility of male, means they are infertile. So this is the abnormalities found in a very rare cases. So anyway, before birth, you can say 7 months of fetus, after the fetus appears 7 months, this testis has to come down to the scrotum through inguinal canal. So before birth, this testis will descend through inguinal canal to the scrotum. If the descending of the testis fails in the fetus, such type of abnormalities is known as cryptokidism. Cryptokidism leads to sterility, means they are infertile. Sterility, infertile. Such type of male are infertile, means they cannot reproduce, or they can. We have seen here that what is testis, or the primary sex organ of male, and what is scrotum, the 7 layers of scrotum, function of scrotum, and the meaning of cryptokidism, which means that it is the failure of descending of testis, which leads to infertility or sterile male, means that they cannot reproduce. It doesn't mean that they cannot produce sperm. They produce sperm, but that is unhealthy sperm, which cannot reproduce. So anyway, these are the things which we have to learn about the primary reproductive organ of human. So we'll see this testis. If you see this testis in microscope, we can see these testes are made up of varieties of cells. The normal weight of testis, or you can say matured testis, has to be in between 10 grams to 20 grams. In microscopic view, or the microscopic view of testis, if you see the testis in microscope after cutting the section, you can see the testes are made up of varieties of cell. Say this is your testis. If you see the testis, section of testis in the microscope, you'll see a lot of compartments, or it is composed of many compartments, around 250 compartments. If you see this compartment in ultra microscope or electronic microscope, you can see these compartments are made up of highly convoluted or folded tubules, that is known as Seminiferous, seminiferous tubules. So, this seminiferous tubules, say this view is ultra microscopic, or you can say that if you see this section of the testis in electronic microscope, you can see this seminiferous tubules. It is composed of two types of cell. Say this is seminiferous tubules, and it is composed of two types of cells. All this elongated, matured are actually elongated cells. These are germ cell or spermatogonia or germ cell. This spermatogonia or germ cell, afterwards they gets matured into sperm, or they develop into sperm. And within seminiferous tubules, you will get another type of supporting or nurse cells, you can say. This is Sertoli cells. These two cells, germ cells and the supporting or the nurse cell, these two cells comprise seminiferous tubules of testis, which is the major part of the testis. This Sertoli cells, or you can say nurse cell, this supports or provides nutrition to the sperm. These Sertoli cells also produce some hormones. Later on we'll see the function of the Sertoli cells in different videos, or you can say in different class. The main thing out here you have to learn is that the seminiferous tubules, the major part of the testis, is composed of seminiferous tubules. It is a highly convoluted tubules which comprise of two cells, that is spermatogonia or the germ cells, which afterwards develops into sperm, male reproductive unit, and another one is the nurse cell or the supporting cells, which supplies nutrition to the sperm. And the space in between the seminiferous tubules, these are the seminiferous tubules, and the space in between the seminiferous tubules is known as interstitial space, which consists of blood vessels. Interstitial space. In this interstitial space, you will find another cells which has endocrine functions, means they produce male hormone, that is testosterone. Later on we will study, known as Leydig cells. This Leydig cells, which is found in the space in between the seminiferous tubules, are known as Leydig cells, which produce male hormone, that is testosterone. So here you can see the major part of the testis, they are composed of seminiferous tubules, which forms the compartment, that is around 250 compartments in the testis. This seminiferous tubules, it is consist of two cells, that is spermatogonia or the germ cells, which afterwards develops into the sperm, and the supporting cells are nurse cells, that is Sertoli cells, which supplies nutrition to the sperm, as well as it has endocrine function. Later on we'll see. And the space in between the seminiferous tubules is known as interstitial space, and in this space, which is composed of blood vessels, it consists of specialized cell, that is cells of Leydig. Leydig cells has endocrine functions which produce testosterone. Later on we'll study the function of testosterone. These are the primary sex organ of male, that is testis, and from testis The remaining organs which are involved in reproduction are known as secondary or accessory organ. Say, for example, this is your testis, which is comprised of highly convoluted tubules, that is seminiferous tubules, which forms more than 200 compartments in the testis. And I have already mentioned that this seminiferous tubules, they are composed of two types of cell, that is spermatogonia and supporting cells, Sertoli cells. All the seminiferous tubules contains some common junction, you can say, which is known as, this is the common junction. 10 to 12 seminiferous tubules, they contains the common junction, and this junction of seminiferous tubules, they form the tubules which is known as reti testis, or you can say efferentia, vasa efferentia, vas efferentia. Reti testis or the vas efferentia, these are the common junction of 10 to 12 seminiferous tubules. And this reti testis ultimately leads to the common highly folded, you can say, tubules, which looks like a spring. Highly folded tubules or spermatic cord. This is known as Epididymis. These are the highly folded tubules of sperm cord, you can say. Once again, I'll repeat that the common junctions of 10 to 12 seminiferous tubules, you can say, that is reti testis or vas efferentia. It is the common junction, and vas efferentia or the reti testis, they ultimately leads to the common tubules that is known as epididymis. Epididymis is the common highly folded, which appears like spring, is known as spermatic cord, you can say, is known as epididymis. After epididymis, this spermatic cord extends towards the abdominal region through inguinal canal, and the spermatic cord in between epididymis and ejaculatory duct, you can say, ejaculatory duct. The spermatic cord in between epididymis and ejaculatory duct is known as vas deferens. From the scrotum, this spermatic cord passes through inguinal canal to abdominal region and it comes back to the near the urinary bladder. So, the spermatic cord where in between epididymis and ejaculatory duct is known as vas deferens. So I forgot to mention that the function of epididymis. Here the maturation of the sperm and the storage of the sperm occurs. So once again I will repeat that the common junctions of seminiferous tubules, that is 10 to 12 seminiferous tubules, meet at the same tubules, that is known as reti testis or vas efferentia. This vas efferentia, all the vas efferentia opens at the common point, and that spermatic cord which is highly folded is known as epididymis. From epididymis, the spermatic cord leaves the scrotum and it passes through inguinal canal to abdominal region and comes down near the urinary bladder. And the spermatic cord in between epididymis and ejaculatory duct is known as vas deferens. So you can say this is urinary bladder where urine is stored, and this is ejaculatory duct. Near the ejaculatory duct in vas deferens, you will find one gland that is seminal vesicles. Seminal vesicles, and another gland in ejaculatory duct below the seminal. Say this is another spermatic cord coming or from another testis, and this is, say you can say, in between the junction of urinary tract and ejaculatory duct, there is another gland present which is known as prostate gland. And ultimately this ejaculatory duct opens at the urinary tract, that is known as urethra. In male, you will find a common point, or you can say common duct, that is sperm duct and urine duct, which is known as urethra. And in urethra also you will find another gland, that is corpus, PER gland. These three pairs of glands, seminal vesicles this side, and these three pairs of glands are found in the male reproductive organ, which has a very vital functions. I will mention it later. So, from seminiferous tubules, ready testes arise, and it is the junction of 10 to 12 seminiferous tubules. From the ready testes, there is a common tubules, highly convoluted, or you can say folded tubules, which is known as epididymis. From epididymis, this spermatic cords comes out from the scrotum and leads towards the urinary bladder. And the spermatic cord in between epididymis and ejaculatory duct is known as vas deferens. And in this spermatic cord, you will find three pairs of gland, that is seminal vesicles, prostate gland, and corpus gland. From ejaculatory duct, there will be a common duct or the canal of urine as well as sperm. It ultimately leads to the external reproductive accessory organ, that is penis, and this is your penis. So this, from here you can say, from reti testes up to external organ penis, all these are accessory organ, or you can say secondary reproductive organ of male. So all the tubules which you have seen here, all these are spermatic cord where sperm travels. In male, urinary tract and sperm tract, they are same. That's why it is known as urethra. Here you can see the three pairs of glands, that is seminal vesicles, prostate gland, and corpus glands. These three pairs of glands are involved in male reproductive system. Seminal vesicles, the secretion of the seminal vesicles, that is, they contains 65 to 70% of semen. 65 to 60%, and the remaining is the secretion of other cells, or you can say sperm, secretion of seminal vesicles and other glands, secretion of Sertoli cells, secretion of Leydig cells, forms the semen, and the majority portion of the semen, that is 65 to 75%, is from seminal vesicles. The secretion of seminal vesicles contains such as protein, vitamin C, you can say, fructose, which provides nutrition to the sperm as well as it protects the sperm. So the secretion from seminal vesicles contains 65 to 7% of semen. Another gland, that is prostate gland, which is found just near the urinary bladder, you can say, above the urethra, that is in between the junction of spermatic cord and urinary tract. These prostate glands, they contains alkaline, milky, whitish color fluid. Why alkaline? Because they have to neutralize the acids present in urine. Alkaline milky fluid, which is secreted from prostate glands, neutralize the acids of urine, and it increases the motility of sperm. And last gland, that is corpus gland, which not only lubricates the penis, it also neutralizes the remaining acids of urine. So here you can see the function of the three pairs of glands which are involved in male reproductive organ, that is seminal vesicles, which consist of 65 to 70% of semen, which contains protein, vitamin C, fructose, and some enzymes. Secretion of prostate gland, it consists of alkaline milky fluid. This alkaline nature of the fluid helps to neutralize the acids present in the urine. The secretion of corpus gland not only lubricates the penis, it also neutralizes the remaining acid present in the urinary tract. So today we have learned the structure of male reproductive organ of human and the functions of some glands which are involved in male reproductive organ of human.